Om. 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Shri Matre Namaha. ప్రియాత్మ బంధువులారా, మనం పోయిన వారం చిత్తప్రజ్ఞ లక్షణాల గురించి చెప్పుకున్నాం. So we will continue our discussion with various other questions. So we have described all the 18 shlokas, and I have also given the elaborate explanation on Sthita Prajna Sthiti or Sthita Prajnatvam. But to attain this state is extremely difficult by anyone. However, it can be attained, and it comes by constant practice under over a span of time. This is what one should understand. So the next question is, what are the greatest life lessons stated in the Bhagavad Gita? Somebody is asking. And another person is asking, what is the most important thing that Gita teaches us? And another person is asking, what is the best way to do according to Bhagavad Gita? I am giving my answer now. According to Bhagavad Gita, to do our duty and to leave the result in the hands of God is the best way of doing all our duties, as given in Shloka 2-51. God is promising also moksham, that is immortality, as per Shloka 46 of Bhagavad Gita. To the peace, Swakarmana tamabhyatya siddhim vendati manavaha. It means, O Manava, if you do your duty perfectly, just as work is worship, you will attain siddhi, that is moksham. That is what God says. So, another person is asking, what is the difference between the books, Word of God, and God speaks in Bhagavad Gita? Which one is worth buying for students dealing with various problems of day-to-day life? My answer is, there is nothing like Word of God. Somebody must have compiled it to make a sale and eke out his living. Or he might have culled out from various books and sources. This is nothing but human compilation. On the other hand, Bhagavad Gita is a 700 shloka document which is exclusively spoken by the God himself, and it contains the origin, creation, sustenance, and the destruction of the universe. Or, in other words, the Bhagavad Gita contains everything a human being needs. The seller can't cheat you because the Bhagavad Gita contains only what is spoken by the God. And the book publishers can't cheat the public also. So, you buy the Bhagavad Gita. However, you should buy the Bhagavad Gita written by enlightened people to understand its full contents without any distorted meaning. Now, to know the correct answer, browse through the following link in Google for more authenticated information on the Bhagavad Gita. Good day, Shivakesham's answer to how many Gitas are there in Hinduism? The answer is Gita-related Sanskrit documents in Telugu script. This index of Sanskrit documents categorized as Gita is available in Devanagari, Bengali, Gujarati, Kannada, Malayalam, Odia, Punjabi, Tamil and Telugu scripts, and also as transliterated in Roman script using the itrans and IAS encoding schemes. Click on the language script names to view the index in a different language. Formats. In Devanagari, ITAX in trans scheme, web page in choice of scripts, information and links. Browse the following links to know as to what are the various Gitas. But of all the Gitas, the Bhagavad Gita stands out as a magnum opus as it is rendered directly by God. Sanskrit documents. The importance of the Bhagavad Gita can be found by browsing the following link. What is most important scripture for Hindus? The Vedas or the Bhagavad Gita? Now answer is Vedas are the first gift by God to the humanity. They are undoubtedly the primary standards. All the Hindu scriptures are mainly divided into 6 orthodox heads, that is, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, Agamas, and Darshana, and 4 secular heads, that is, Subhashitas, Kavyas, Natakas, and Alankaras, all of which have their common origin in the Vedas. Of all these scriptures, Itihasas are considered to be very simple but elaborate in expounding the esoteric teachings of the Vedas in such a way as to be easily understood by the common people of the world. As such, these Itihasas are called the Suhrit Samhitas, or the friendly collections of literary value. These epic volumes contain universal truths explained in the form of historical narratives, stories, and dialogues. Such itihasas are mainly 4 in number. They are the Mahabharata, 1000 slokas, the Valmiki Ramayana, 24,000 slokas, the Harivamsa, 16,374 slokas, and the Yoga Vasishta, 32,000 slokas. Yoga Vasishta contains 32,000 slokas, Sanskrit slokas, in the form of a dialogue between sage Vasishta and Lord Sri Rama, born to Dasharatha, the king of Ayodhya. Yoga Vasishta has got 2 parts. The first part presents the vanities of the world, the instincts, the inclinations, and the passions of this world to the worldly-minded people who get enmeshed into the ocean of samsaram, and at the same time giving them the higher values, higher ideals of human life, together with the ways and means for achieving those ideals. The second part of Yoga Vasishtam deals with the individual self and supreme self. However, as long as the individual is deluded by the Maya, he or she can never realize this identity between the individual self and the supreme self. But the one who develops the 4 means of Viveka, Vairagya, Satsampat, and Mumukshatam can easily get his or her release from the cycles of birth and death and attain oneness with the Supreme God. God further said, Ananta Shastram Bahuvedittavyam Alpascha Kalo Bahavascha Vignaha Yadhasara Bhutam Tadvopasitavyam Hamso Yadha Kshiram Iva Ambu Vishram. The meaning of the above sloka is as follows. Shastras are many. There are many things to be grasped from them. But for humans to know all these Shastras, the lifespan is less and limited. Even if they succeed in studying them, they are affected by the diseases and other domestic problems. Therefore, just as a swan leaves the water and takes only the milk from a mixture containing milk and water, humans should grasp the essence of the Shastras and uptick themselves. That is why the God Almighty Himself has also codified the quintessence of all the Shastras into the Bhagavad Gita. That is why, though the Vedas are the important scriptures for the Hindus, they should study the Bhagavad Gita and practice the same. That is why God has further said, Samsaram sagaram ghoram tattumicchatiyo naraha gitanavam samasadya param yati sukhena saha. The meaning of the above sloka is as follows. This samsaram is like an ocean. It is having abysmal depths and is not easily capable of being crossed. Ghoram, that is what he described. O Manava, do you want to cross this ocean of samsara? Take the help of the boat called the Bhagavad Gita. You can easily and comfortably cross the ocean of samsara. That is why we should all study the Bhagavad Gita without fail, as we can't study all our scriptural texts. To make the Bhagavad Gita easily understandable even by the common people, myself and my wife authored the book Bhagavad Gita with a unique commentary. You can have a great grasp of its contents by browsing through the following links. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ebook PDF. Display the titled book. God further. Yeah, next question. I believe in karma. I can bet that I have never done any bad to anyone. Yet life is cruel to me. Why? Likewise, I see people doing bad things, yet they are successful. This is the question somebody has asked. Now my answer is, according to Bhagavad Gita, how can one act without an attachment? This is another question somebody has asked. Answer is, how to act without attachment. That is what has been asked to be answered by me. Before quoting Bhagavad Gita, let us look at the duties of a bank manager. He knows that the money in the bank does not belong to him. Yet, he works with the money day in and day out, as if all the amount in the bank personally belongs to him. This is a classic example of doing the duty without any attachment. Like bank manager, we must also do all our duties unattached. In fact, we must develop this attitude deliberately to have unattachment in 4 ways. That is Sangam. In Sanskrit means attachment. So we must avoid these 4 ways. Number 1, Kartrutva Sangam. Number 2, Karma Sangam. Number 3, Karma Phala Sangam. And number 4, Akarma Sangam. All these 4 Sangams are attachment we should not have in all our duties. That means, number 1, do not get a feeling that you are doing the duty. Detach yourself from the act of doing. It means the person inside you is doing and not you. Second one, do not get attached with the duty you are doing. That means treat that act of duty as not your personal duty, but is an important official duty. Number 3, do not get interested in influencing the decision for your personal gain. That means treat the matter as important, purely official, and you are not at all bothered about its outcome from personal angle. Number 4, do not indulge in dereliction of duty or do not show lack of interest in your duty or gross negligence in your duty, as you have been asked to do purely an official duty, and consequently, as you are not likely to get benefited in any way personally, Do not neglect your duty because of not having personal gain in this duty. Like this, you should have equanimity, that is samatvam, in all the above 4 situations. If you do like this, you will not get attachment with your karma or duty. Consequently, you will not get the effect of karma dosham, that is the result of having done that karma. You will be like water on the lotus leaf. Water stays on the lotus leaf, but water cannot wet the lotus leaf. Similarly, even though you have done that work or duty or karma, you will not get attached to that dosham associated with that karma. That is called real karma yoga prakriya or nishkama karma yoga prakriya. The daily duties which you keep performing will get converted to karma yogas, and consequently you will be enormously be blessed and benefited by God. As a result of this, you travel in the upward direction towards God, and slowly, slowly you will become closer and closer to God and finally merge with God. The people doing karma yogam can be divided into 4 categories. Let us now try to distinguish these 4 categories of karma yogis. For clarification purpose, let us call them as belonging to class D, class C, class B, and class A. Now I am explaining each class one by one. To start with, I am explaining class D. This class of people, they want to derive some benefit out of everything they do. That means this category of people will not do anything unless some profit or benefit accrues to them. This group we call as class D. Then class C. This is the second category of people. This category of people are not so much interested in material benefits. That means they are not interested in direct benefits in cash and kind. But these people are interested in getting name and fame by doing that work or duty or karma. This group we call as class C. Now, next is class D. For this third category of people, they are not interested in name and fame or honor and but this category of people doesn't, and with the blessings of God, the duty or work or karma they are doing must end in fruition. They become extremely elated when they are able to accomplish the chosen task. Other than that, they are not having anything to do with the work undertaken by them. This group we call as class B. Class B people may be called as purer heart people than class C. Now next class is class A. Then we have the fourth category of people called class A. This group of people, they will strain every nerve of them to the best of their ability with a view to successfully accomplish the chosen task. They will not leave any stone unturned. But in the end, whether they meet with success or failure, they take the final result as God's gift and don't question the outcome. This group of people we call as class A. This is the most desirable class of people. They are supposed to be doing their job detached or without any attachment. Now, classification of people, class D, they belong to a mixture of tamogunam and rajogunam. Class C, they belong to a mixture of rajogunam plus tamogunam. Class B, they belong to sattvagunam. Class A, they belong to gunatrayatitulu category. This is the desirable category. One should endeavor to attain class A status. By comparing ourselves with these characteristics, we can assess as to how far we are from the desirable category of class A. By slowly and by constant practice, one can move from class D to class C and then to class B and then to class A. I have tried to explain how one can do all his or her duties or works or karmas without attachment. Now, next question is, what is the benefit of doing duties without attachment? My answer is, God himself said in Shloka 18-46 that for those who do their duty without attachment, I will give them moksham or immortality on par with yogis and jnanis. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. That is 18-46. That means those people who do their job as archana, aradhana for God will attain moksham. That means you must do your work as work is worship. So please do your job, any job, in any walk of life, with sincerity and attain moksham. It does not mean that one should do any job, including dirty jobs, and expect moksham. Such people will go to hell. Next question. I believe in karma, and I can bet that I have never done any bad to anyone, yet life is cruel to me. Why? Likewise, I see people doing bad things, yet they are successful. My answer, I believe in karma and I can bet that I have never done any bad to anyone, yet life is cruel to me. Why? This is the question. There are many people who think like you. My dear friend, they behave decently in their day-to-day life, yet they face odds which are unexpected or unsolicited, much against their desire or demand. So naturally, they get a feeling that life is very cruel to them. Let me explain to you. There is no hard and fast rule that for a good or bad karma, the result must happen in a definite interval of time. The result of bad and good karmas both can happen either in this own life or in the next or next to next life. But the result of both bad and good karmas is bound to happen. Now let us examine these two cases. Case 1. Present good people experiencing bad life, as in the present case of the questioner. The fact is that you have been doing only good things in the present life. Knowingly or unknowingly, you did not in the past or presently, you are doing anything wrong in the present life. In spite of that, life has been very cruel to you. For no fault of you, you have been experiencing bad life. This can be explained as under. No doubt that you did not do anything wrong in this present life knowingly. The bad life you are experiencing could be because of some wrong done in the previous birth or previous to previous birth. As you don't remember the acts of your previous birth, that is bad acts, you may be experiencing the bad effects of the previous birth. Therefore, you have every reason to believe that for no fault of you, you have been put to hardship and you lament for that. Now let us consider that you are a very pious person in the previous birth and also as a punya karyam you had dug pedestrian so that those feeling thirsty can drink water. Definitely this is a punya karma or punya karyam, good karma. So on account of this, you must get lot of punyam and you should enjoy all good in your past life as well as present life. However, let us assume that a cow attempted to drink water from the well you dug up, but fell in the well and died. Now, indirectly, you became the karta for cow's killing, though it was unintentional and you wanted only people to get benefited from the well. Now, this unintended bad effects of your past karma will be felt by you, though you are not doing any bad karma in the present life. In the above example, I gave you a case of bad karma happening unintentionally or unknowingly. It could be knowingly also, in the sense that you might have done something wrong in the past life, but its effect is being felt in this life, what we are now eating is a previous crop. Present crop is still in the fields, and the present crop will be eating next year. Similarly, your past karma's result you will be experiencing now, and the present karmas you will be experiencing in the next birth, both bad as well as good. So now let us take case 2, where present bad people experiencing good life, as you see with some others. Similar good karmas done in the past, but their beneficial effects are being reaped now, though presently they are bad people by nature and they keep indulging only in bad deeds day in and day out, but all good is happening to them. Explanation is same as above. Now, next question is, what does the Bhagavad Gita say about karma? Whatever you are doing is karma according to Gita. So karma is the most pious of all your karmas according to Gita. As an individual, say male, you have your karma as a son, a husband, a father, a son-in-law, a brother-in-law, etc., etc. In office, you have your karmas as assistant to your officer, officer to your assistant, as a colleague to your colleagues, as a neighbor to your neighbor, etc., etc. Perform all your karmas as stated in 2-50 of the Bhagavad Gita with sincerity, dignity, decency, efficiency, and proficiency, etc., etc. Now I am explaining the sloka 2-50. Bhagavan Vacha. Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukriti duskrite tasmad yogaya yujyasva yoga karmashu kausalam. This is 2-50. Meaning of the above sloka is, God said, endowed with wisdom, that is evenness of mind, one casts off in this life both good and evil deeds. Therefore, devote thyself to yoga. Yoga is skill in action. Now I am giving a little commentary to explain it further. The actions which are of a binding nature, that is karma bandham, being tied with the effects of karma, lose that nature. That means karma bandham is lost. When performed with equanimity of mind, that means unswayed by the outcomes of the karma, if one performs the karma with equal mindedness over the good and bad effects or outcomes of the karma, such karma doesn't get you any karma bandham. Or in other words, you are not bound by the effects of the karma. So always doing the karma without attachment to its outcome is the most skillful way of doing the karma. This is how one must do his or her own karma always. That is what is meant by yoga karmashu kausalam. You must do it with utmost care, diligence, and efficiency and proficiency. I hope I have told you what is karma according to Bhagavad Gita. Now, next question is, what is the significance of karma as told by Lord Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita for today's students? Now, answer is, the significance of karma yoga as told by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is that one should work like a bank manager in all his or her duties in all walks of one's life. A student should understand that he or she is being sent to college by their parents for learning and not for anything else. Hence, all students must attempt to give close to 100% attendance to the best of their ability. Be attentive in the classroom and take notes as the faculty is teaching. Do assignments in time and submit them in time. Study the lessons taught in the class regularly and be prepared for a surprise test anytime. They should understand that their main purpose is to study and pass the exam conducted at the end of the semester with decent and dignified grades They should strive hard to get doubts clarified by faculty or friends to grasp the concepts. After doing that, their duty perfectly as above, they should take the result sportively, good or bad, just as a bank manager who knows that all the money in the bank does not belong to him. Yet he acted as if every paisa is his own property. But at the end of the day, he leaves entire money in the bank and he goes home empty-handed. Likewise, all and every student must perform his or her role as a student meticulously and relax till he or she completes the education. Where someone finds that it is becoming difficult to study, they should take counseling to evaluate whether the particular course is not suited to their interest and change to a better course more suitable for their interest. This is what Lord Krishna told in the Bhagavad Gita. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhu mate sangostva karmani. This is 2-47. The meaning of the above sloka is as follows. You have got right only on doing your duty completely, correctly, sincerely, meticulously to the best of your ability. You have no right on the result of your actions. You should never try to influence the result or be unduly concerned with its outcome. Take the result as it comes with equanimity in either way. Every sportsman plays the game only to win, but all sportsmen take the end result sportively. Students also should take the end result sportively. Because you are being asked not to be unduly concerned about the end result, you should not remain indolent and inactive in your approach to study. This is what is told by Lord Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. In addition to what is told in Bhagavad Gita in the matter of routine jobs and the matter of education, both students as well as parents must perform SWOT analysis, SWOT, SWOT analysis. Now I am explaining what is SWOT analysis. S stands for strengths, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for threats. In every situation, the student should actually analyze before proceeding further with any coursework whether they should take that contemplated course to shape their interest into a career. When one analyzes all the issues as listed above, namely what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats available to students as far as studies are concerned, they will become enlightened to pursue that course or not, based on his or her own interest. The difficulty of the subjects one has to study as well as the job's potential in the market after completing the course of study. Parents also will be doing well in properly assessing the situation from all angles, capacity, interest of the reward to be able to complete the course creditably or not, and the job potential in the market after completing the course. This will avoid many mishaps happening in middle-class families, sometimes leading to deep frustration in life. Next question. In Western philosophy, they say that to be successful, you must have high expectations. But Bhagavad Gita says that one must not expect any results from their actions. What should I apply and how? This is the question. My answer is, even Indian philosophy asks you to have high expectations in life, just as the Western philosophy advocates to have high expectations in life. But Bhagavad Gita preaches you not to have your actions directed by its outcome. Bhagavad Gita asks you to be unattached to the outcome of your actions. Or in other words, don't get swayed by the result of your actions. Indian philosophy says that whatever has to happen will happen. Your role should be limited to completing your actions to the best of your ability. Don't brood over the outcome of your actions with either elation or depression. What you deserve will be given by God. good results for good actions and bad results for bad actions. Even though sometimes the result appears not acceptable to you or is not is what was being expected by you, you should not get swayed by such a result, and you must accept it gracefully as you accept your defeat in a game after putting your best effort. However, you can analyze why and where things had gone wrong and try for improvement. But you must learn to sportively accept your negative or positive result. This is the Indian philosophy as practiced by Bhagavad Gita. I quote the relevant sloka 2-47 below from Bhagavad Gita. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhu mato sangostva karmani. That is 2-47. The meaning of the above sloka is as follows. The whole secret of all your actions in life are embedded in this single sloka. There are 4 rules being proposed in this sloka, which should govern all your actions in life. These rules are as follows. Rule number 1, you have only the right to do your work. Rule number 2, you should not exercise your right in its result. Rule number 3, don't do any action by being interested in the outcome of your action. Rule number 4, just as you are being asked not to be interested in the outcome of your action, don't become indolent without doing anything. Let us now analyze the above 4 rules as proposed by Bhagavad Gita or the Indian philosophy one by one. Rule number 1, doing the duty or work without motives. We should work for the sake of doing the work. A person who is doing his own work will do it sincerely to accomplish the task. A hired person will not do that work so sincerely because he is interested in the wages being paid for the work. But the hired man will not be so much interested in the outcome of his work. So we must do any work with sincerity, devotion, and dedication, unlike the hired man who is working only for the wages being paid. If you work with that sincerity, you will be earning the love of the God for doing the chosen work sincerely. Rule number 2, not being attached to the outcome of the work being conducted. This is rule number 2. So God is asking you here not to exercise your right in the result of your action. If you renounce your right to its result, you will not get worried or work with anxiety. You will think that your responsibility is only to successfully accomplish the chosen action, but not on its result. When you work without equanimity, when you work with that equanimity of mind, unmindful of its outcome, final outcome, you will be able to work with peace of mind and without any ill motives on its outcome. Now, rule number 3, you should not be the cause of the outcome of your work. That is the rule number 3. So, explanation I am giving. If you are being interested only in the result of the work you are doing, then you will be responsible for directing the outcome of your work. In that event, you will have to mandatorily enjoy the fruits of your work being desired by you, either in this life or in the next life, and therefore you will be strongly attached to the result of your work. This will necessarily become a reason for you to be born again, to enjoy the fruits of your work as desired by you. That amounts to saying that the desire nourished by you will create a strong bond of attachment of you with the desired result, that it will cause you to be reborn to fulfill your desire. Or in other words, this extends your life cycles to be born time and over again, to be involved in the worldly matters again and again unendingly. Rule number 4, akarmanatvam, that is not doing anything or being indolent. Just because God is telling you not to be interested in the outcome of the result of your work, you may be demotivated for not doing the work and simply become lazy. If you indulge in idleness or indolence, you will be engulfed in laziness, sleepiness, and indolence, which would breed tamogunam in you. this tamogunam will again lead to attachment and will become the cause for your next birth, and you will be reborn with the tamogunam in the next birth. If you learn towards the tamogunam, or if you lean towards the tamogunam, there are chances that you may get a lower birth than the human birth, that is animals category. So if you work with the desire of the result of your work, you are likely to beget next birth driven by rajogunam. If you don't do your work, you are likely to beget next birth driven by tamogunam. However, if you do your duty and relax, leaving the result in the hands of the God, you will be driven by Swatvika Gunam or Sattva Gunam. If you keep doing your job in the Sattvic way, you slowly acquire the Sattvic Gunam in course of time. Your desires keep decreasing day by day. As there are no additional desires being added to your list of desires, slowly and slowly, your desires will keep decreasing day by day. In course of time, you will become desireless. When you are without desires, there will be vasanakshayam. That is the state of desirelessness. In this state, you will have God's grace. Once you have the God's grace, you will be bestowed with Atma Jnanam. This is called the perfect Karma Yoga. This is the best way to get over all difficulties of human life in this Kali Yuga. So, the next question is, what is the relevance of Nishkama Karma in the context of today's corporate competition? My answer is, my dear questioner friend, who is asking you to refrain from participating in the corporate competition to win over your rival? What all Nishkama Karma says is that you should not bother for the outcome. Federer and Nadal fought the tennis championship. Whoever wins the other party must take it sportively. That is Nishkama Karma. Bank manager counts every paisa as his own duty, as his own during the day. But he knows that not even a single paisa in the bank is not his own. At the end of the day, bank manager leaves everything in the bank and goes empty-handed. This is called Nishkama Karma. Can't you do even that, my dear friend? Nishkama Karma means not fasting food or spending sleepless nights. Don't unnecessarily cry over Nishkama Karma. Nishkama Karma is the best bet you can do in life and get moksham on par with sages and saints. You don't have to do tapas or yajnam or homam or sacrifice. Simply renounce the outcome of your duty. That's all. You are not being asked to compete with all your intelligence or effort or hard labor. But you are simply being asked not to worry over its result. If your result is not as expected by you, try again. That's all. I hope you have understood what is Niskama Karma. I am posing a nice example of Niskama Karma being done by a faculty member given in the link below. The link is, what is the coolest thing you have seen a professor do? By Sunipa Dev Sunipa's answer to what is the coolest thing you have seen in a professor doing. What is the coolest thing you have seen a professor do? Sunipa Dev is a PhD candidate at the University of Utah. My advisor teaches a class of about 150 undergrad and graduate students data mining every spring. His wife is also a professor at the School of Computing, and they have two little adorable boys. It so happened that one week, when his wife was traveling out of the country for a conference, their younger son, who is about 2 years old, got really sick with a fever and cold. Now, at that age, something like that can be so miserable, and the little guy was really teary and grumpy. My my advisor did not want to cancel his class at the last minute, but he also could not leave his ill son unattended. So he did what was the best compromise. He taught with his son in his arms the whole hour. He would shift his son from one arm to the other and write on the tablet with the other. He rocked the little guy and he soon fell asleep. If he would wake up, he would coo him a little. Meanwhile, he managed to successfully teach the lesson to the class. I was the teaching assistant for this class and got to watch it firsthand, and this will forever be the coolest thing I have seen a professor do. So this is the answer for your question. So next question is, what are the various sins according to Bhagavad Gita? My answer is, Trividham narakasjedam dwaram nasanamaatmanah kama krodhastatha lobha tasmad etatrayam tyajet. This is sloka 16-21. The meaning of the above sloka is as follows. There are 3 direct gates for hell which destroy the soul. That is, soul is badly affected or degraded to lower levels. Those 3 gates are kama, that is desire, krodha, that is anger, and lobha, that is miserliness. Therefore, you must immediately get rid of them. Jettis on them forthwith without any delay. Further, God said in slokas 16-4 that Dambo Darpobhimanascha Krodha Parishyameva Ajnanam Chabhijatasya Pardha Sampadamasurin. The meaning of the above sloka is as follows. O Pardha, Dambham, Darpam, Abhimanam, Krodham, Parushyam, and Ajnanam are all asuri properties or gunas. They are all bad qualities inherited people born out of asuri qualities. That is ignorance personified, said Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. That means the above bad qualities are ingrained in people born with ignorance. Possessing these qualities may said to be committing sins. The bad results accruing out of these bad qualities are enumerated in slokas 2-62, 2-63, 3-37, 4-40, 7-15, 14-8, 14-18, 15-11, 16-19, 16-20, 17-5, 17-6, 18-22, etc. of Bhagavad Gita, which may be referred by you for details. Now I am giving the details about that. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangaste Shupajayate Sangha Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Bhijayate. This is Sloka 2-62. Meaning of the above sloka is, when a man thinks of the objects, attachment to them arises. From attachment, desire is born. From desire, when desire is denied or not satisfied, desire turns into anger. That is, anger arises. That is 2-62. Next sloka. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha, sammoha smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranasyati. This is sloka 2-63. Meaning of the above sloka is, from anger comes delusion. From delusion, the loss of memory. From loss of memory, the destruction of discrimination. From the destruction of discrimination, he or she perishes. This is the meaning of the sloka 2-63. I am quoting the next sloka 3-37. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Kamayesha krodhayesha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahaseno mahapapma vidyenam iha vairinam. The Blessed Lord said, it is desire, it is anger born of the quality of Rajasic Gunam, all sinful and all devouring. Know this as the foe here in this world. That is the meaning of Shloka T-37. Now next Shloka is 4-40. Ajnasta Sraddhadanascha Samshayatma Vinashyati Nayam Lokosti Naparo Nasukham Samshayatmana. This is Shloka 4-40. The meaning is the ignorant, the faithless, the doubting people proceed to destruction. There is neither this world nor the other, nor happiness for the doubting people. That is the meaning of 4-40. Now I am giving the next shloka, that is 7-15. Namam duskritino mudha prapadyante naradhamah mayayapahrutajnana asurim bhavamachita. That is 7-15. Meaning is, the evildoers and the deluded, who are the lowest of men, do not seek me, that is God. They whose knowledge is destroyed by illusion follow the ways of demons. That is the meaning of Shloka 7-15. Next Shloka is 14-8. Tamastva jnanajam vidhi mohanam sarva dehinam pramadalasya nidrabhis tanni badhnati bharata. That is 14-8. Meaning is, but know thou tamas to be born of ignorance, deluding all embodied beings. It binds fast, O Arjuna, by headlessness, sleep, and indolence. That is the meaning of 14-8. Next sloka, 14-18. Urdham gachanti sattvasta madhye tishtanti rajasa jaganya gunavrittista adho gachanti tamasa. That is 14-18. The meaning is, those who are seated in sattva proceed upwards. The rajasic dwell in the middle, and the tamasic abiding in the function of the lowest guna go downwards. That is the meaning of 14-18. Next sloka is 15-11. Yatanto yogineshchainam pasyantyatmanyavartitam yatantapya kritatmano nainam pasyantya chetasaha. That is 15-11. Meaning of 15-11 is, the yogi is striving for perfection, behold him dwelling in the self. But the unrefined and unintelligent, even though striving, see him not. That is, they do not see God. That is the meaning of sloka 15-11. Next sloka is 16-19. Tanaham dishatakruran samsareshu naradhaman Shipam yadasra masubham asurim svevaryonishu. That is 16-19. Its meaning is, these cruel haters, the worst among men in the world, I hurl all these evildoers forever into the wombs of demons only. That is the meaning of 16-19. Next 16-20. Asurim yonimapanna mudha janmani janmani mam apraptaiva kaunteya tatoyan chadamam gatim. That is sloka 16-20. Meaning of the 16-20 is as follows. Entering into demonical wombs and deluded birth after birth, not attaining me, that is God, they thus fall, O Arjuna, into a condition still lower than that. That is the meaning of 16-20. Now, sloka 17-5. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapojana dambahankara samyukta kamaraga balanvita. That is 17-5. Meaning is, those men who practice terrific austerities not enjoyed by the scriptures, given to hypocrisy and egoism, impelled by the force of lust and attachment. That is the meaning of 17-5. Now next 17-6. कर्षयन्त शरीरस्त्वं भूतग्राममशेषतः Manchaivanta Sarirastam Tan Vidya Asura Nishchayan. That is 17-6. Meaning is senseless, torturing all the elements in the body and me also, who dwells in the body, know thou these to be demonical resolve. That is 17-6. Now next sloka is 18-22. Ettu कृतवदेकस्मिन् कार्ये सक्तमहैतुकम् अतद्वार्धमदल्पञ्च तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. That is 18-22. Meaning of 18-22 is, but that which clings to one single effect, as if it were the whole, without reason, without foundation in truth, and trivial, that is declared to be tamasic or dark. That is the meaning of 18-22. So the sinful qualities and their effects are as given in the slokas above, along with their meanings, which may be avoided at all costs and times. So, my dear friends, I will stop here for today, and I will pray the God for condoning me of my mistakes in my recitation or explanations. Om Yadakshara Padabhrashtam Matra Hiram Ched Bhavet Tatsarvam Kshamyatam Deva Paramesha Namostute Harihi Om Tat Tat.
రికార్డింగ్ అంతా బాగా వచ్చిందండి. రికార్డింగ్ అంతా బాగా వచ్చిందండి. ఫస్ట్ ఒక 10-15 సెకండ్స్ తప్ప ఒక 10-15 సెకండ్స్ ఫస్ట్ ఇనిషియల్ గా ఇబ్బంది వచ్చింది, లాగ్ వచ్చింది. తర్వాత అంతా బాగా వచ్చింది.
చూస్తారా? నేను అది వీలైతే కరెక్ట్ చేస్తా.
తప్పకుండా.
నమస్కారం.
నమస్కారం. మా వైఫ్ నమస్కారం చెప్తున్నారు.
నమస్తే తల్లి, ఎలా ఉన్నావు? బాగున్నావా? ఆరోగ్యం బాగుందా? అర్జున్ ఎట్లా ఉన్నాడు? సంతోషం. ఇంకేంటి వెంకటరత్నం?
ఇంక సాధన 2 పూట్ల చేస్తున్నానండి, పొద్దున సాయంత్రము.
వెరీ గుడ్.
ఒక చిన్న ప్రశ్న అండి, ఎప్పుడైనా గుడికి వెళ్ళి చేసుకుందాం అనుకుంటే అప్పుడు కూడా మనం ఇంట్లో చేసుకునే వెళ్ళా అండి, లేదా గుడిలో చేసుకునే సరిపోతుందా అని?
నువ్వు గుడిలో చేసుకుంటాం కాదు, ఇంట్లో చేసుకునే వెళ్ళు. సపోజ్ నువ్వు 5 గంటలకు గుడికి వెళ్తున్నావు అనుకో.
అవును అవును.
5 గంటలకు గుడికి వెళ్తున్నావంటే నీకు సన్సెట్ అంటే ఈవినింగ్ 5 o'clock.
అవును అవును.
సన్సెట్ టైం 6 o'clock అనుకో.
అవును అవును.
సో నార్మల్ గా నువ్వు 6 o'clock చేసుకుంటావు.
అవును అవును.
కానీ ఇప్పుడు 5 o'clock గుడికి వెళ్తున్నావు.
అవును.
ఆ ట్రైన్ పట్టుకుంటాకి వెళ్తున్నావు.
అవును అవును.
చేసేసుకో.
తప్పకుండా తప్పకుండా.
చేసేసుకుని వెళ్ళు.
తప్పకుండా, అర్థమైందండి. నేను అదే చేస్తున్నానా? అర్థమైందా?
ఇది నీ డ్యూటీ.
తప్పకుండా. అవునండి అవును అవునండి అవును.
చేయడం అనేది నీ డ్యూటీ.
అవునండి.
గుడికి వెళ్ళడం అనేది నీ ఎక్స్ట్రా డ్యూటీ.
అవునండి అవును. అవునండి అవును అవును.
తిరుపతి వెళ్తాం కదా, మొన్న వెళ్ళొచ్చాను.
అవును వెళ్ళొచ్చారు. అవును అవును.
నువ్వు ఇంకా నేను నీకు ఎక్కువ రెస్ట్రిక్షన్ పెట్టలా.
అవును అవును. చాలా
పరమాత్మ పెట్టిన రెస్ట్రిక్షన్ ఏంటో తెలిసినా? నువ్వు జపం చేయకోకుండా ఇంటి బయటికి కూడా వెళ్ళొద్దు అన్నాడు.
అవును అవును అవును. మీరు అవును అవును అవును.
నాకు ఏదైనా పని ఉన్నా ఐ కాంట్ గో. నేను జపం చేసే వెళ్ళాలి బయటికి.
అవును అవును.
నేను నీకు ఇది పెట్టలేదు ఇంకా.
పెట్టలేదు. నేను చాలా అదృష్టవంతునండి.
నువ్వు ఎంత సిన్సియరిటీతో చేస్తే నీకు అంత ఫలితం ఉంటుంది. చెప్పాడు కదా పరమాత్మ, శ్రద్ధావాన్ లభతే జ్ఞానం తత్పరత్వం యతేంద్రియ జ్ఞానం లబ్ధ్వా పరాం శాంతి మచిరేణాధిగచ్చతి. నీకు మిన్ను విరిగి మీద పడినా యూ విల్ బి అన్మోడ్. నీకు అంత శాంతి, అంత పీస్ ఆఫ్ మైండ్ వస్తుంది.
తప్పకుండా తప్పకుండా అండి, తప్పకుండా
ఓకే,
అండి.
సో
హరి ఓం.
చెయ్యి. నువ్వు